flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke...
You're a the lady who saved me that night.
Indeed.
Apologies. You've taken me by...
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed.
You must have countless questions.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your...
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths. Due to
I'll take care of it. Do you know where...
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin...
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others...
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defense...
Harriet Jones. Indeed.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable...
Blackmail? Wait.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error. Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man...
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them. Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good.
Have you seen a strange man?
I've never heard of such a thing.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very...
Goodbye. Good evening, Nurse.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet...
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones...
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can...
Goodbye, Nurse.
If only I were young again. Just a dozen years or so.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals, or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
He's locked the door behind him. I need to find another way to follow him. This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor. Are you injured?
Help me get out of here!
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to...
Okay. Okay, I'm Oswald...
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me...
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and... This is despicable. What sort of creature is this? left of him. Not a lot to...
Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel.
What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
He's too fucking fast!
thirst for blood.
More and more of these bloody links in every minute. Die, vermin! Die, vermin! More and more of these bloody leeches, eh?
It's locked, all right. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Fuck you all! Fuck Fuck it all! Stop it now, Albert, stop it!
I won't end up another drunk arsehole living in the streets. Not me.
Are you all right? If you've been hurt, I can...
Name's Albert. Remember it.
Do you know Nurse Doc...
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
Goodbye, young man.
I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
What? Shooting...
What? You saw what happened?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a fan.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
Temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye. Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miracle?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really?
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
I'd like to see what comes.
Sick and suffering.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems, as long as you have the money.
I cannot enter. Excuse me, sir.
Another journalist? I didn't know.
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say?
Really? But still, here
I'm Joe Peterson's son, but Colossus...
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine. and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane. Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation.
Goodbye, Mr. Peter.
Welcome, sir.
I'm Dr. Reed. I would...
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
Yes, she's a nurse, and quite a good one. What did she do to gain such notoriety?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to...
That doesn't explain what...
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet...
Right then. Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed.
A scientist?
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you met.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale?
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary...
Why do you hate Nurse Crane?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let her...
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die.
I have heard enough.
What do you want?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now, goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to...
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be from Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid. Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like...
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house.
Your father is worried about...
So my father actually worries about me. Even my dreams are soaked with glue. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So,
I'm not bothered.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke?
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said
Goodbye, young man.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Even now, he judges your words and actions. The wars of men...
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar...
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs.
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activity.
Ah, could it be...
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named...
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any...
He never goes...
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
He has no...
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott.
Where can I find this Mr.?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby.
Evet, maalesef bu video bitti. Ama her gün 2 yeni video gelmeye devam edecek. Eğer izlediğini beğendiysen ve kanaldaki yeni videolardan haberdar olmak istersen ana sayfadaki abone ol butonuna basman ya da herhangi bir videonun içerisindeki DeDeliOyunlar logosuna tıklaman yeterli olacaktır. DeDeliOyunlar kanalımızda bugüne kadar yayınlanmış olan 2000'den fazla videoyu izlemek isterseniz videolar kısmından çok kolay bir şekilde bunları görüntüleyebilir ya da oynatma listelerinden seriler halinde yine bu videoları görüntüleyebilirsiniz. İzlediğiniz bir oyunla alakalı bilgi almak isterseniz hemen o oyunun videosunun altındaki daha fazla göster butonuna tıkladığınızda o oyunun varsa oynama linki ya da satın alma linki bulunacaktır. Fakat kardeşlerim, asıl önemli olan DeDeliOyunlar oyun kanalımızı gerçekten beğendiyseniz bu duyguyu arkadaşlarınızla paylaşmanız ve bunun için maalesef burada bir buton yok. Yapmanız gereken dışarı çıkmak, arkadaşlarınızı kolundan tutup yakalayıp DeDeliOyunlar diye bir oyun kanalı var. Ben izledim, çok beğendim. Sen de izledin mi diye neşeyle haykırmak. Kibarca da söylemeniz yeterli olabilir.